just says it all, doesn't it?
Evening, man.
I mean, I don't know how much longer can we give this manager. Surely his time's got to be well and truly up now.
Yeah.
I mean, even for the back, we're still freaking terrible.
Yeah.
There's no improvement at all. I hope that is the final nail in the coffin as well for this manager. I'm absolutely sick to the back teeth of it now. Something's got to be done. Otherwise, he's going to take it to the championship massively at this rate. I've had enough of the excuses. It's going to be... God knows what he's going to come out with next. I'm just so deflated. I really have this.
Yeah.
We're into January. I don't think we've played pretty much half the season. It's time to change it now.
Yeah.
Get this manager gone.
Yeah.
It's not hard. They should just say, Bruce, time's done.
Well, I mean, to be honest, I'm already at that point now where if we go down, we go down. Because the problem is with us as Newcastle fans, we're eternal optimists. You know, we have hope. That's all we have. And we don't even have that at the moment. I mean, everyone's comparing, the pundits compare Steve Bruce to Rafa in terms of tactics. And yeah, Rafa did play negatively. But you look at the current crop of players Steve Bruce has, you're telling me he hasn't got the capability to play a more attacking formation. And, you know, I think if Rafa had those players, he'd do a lot better. I really do believe that. Looks like the players have given up. They look like they've given up before they've even gone onto the pitch. And, you know, if you've got a defensive manager, don't be surprised if he plays a defensive way. And that's what we've got at the minute. I think ASM is gone. The fact that he's been away for so long, you can't say that's all been down to COVID. That's bullshit. Anyone that says any different is bullshit. ASM's gone. He's just keeping himself fit. I think that's why he's come back in January. Probably putting himself in the shop window, maybe. I don't know. I played Jacob Murphy over Joey. Joey can't cross a ball for shit. Absolute waste of £40 million, in my opinion. I mean, I grew up watching Gary Speed and Nobby Solano's. You know, you look at Joe Linton, you want Nobby Solano. That's the kind of player you want on that left-hand side or the right-hand side, not Joe Linton. Again, no tactics. I think as fans, you have to boycott the games if you want change realistically.
My main gripe, looking at the starting lineup, obviously glad we went slightly more attacking with two strikers, but there's no point playing Andy Carroll if you're going to have two wide men who are going to sort of cut in straight away. There's no point whatsoever. Yeah. Joe Linton, obviously, he offers very little anyway, but as soon as he's getting the ball, he's coming in on his right foot. Same with Miggy, which then negates the counter-attack threat because we're going forward, he's cutting in straight away. Momentum is halted. Crying out for Miggy on the left and Murphy on the right, just peppering balls into the box constantly because we know that David Luiz and Rob Holden are a little bit suspect in the air. So I just thought, although before the game I thought, yeah, okay, a bit better, but I thought, fucking hell, this just doesn't make sense. It's just a complete lottery. There's no plan. And all this talk of this bollocks about the gloves are off. I've never heard shit like it in my life.
I know.
What does that mean? What's he trying to say? You think, okay, right, he's going to sort of say, right, let's take up like a siege mentality, us against the world. Come on, boys, let's do it. And it's just nothing. But the players, you've got to look at them as well. You think, come on, lads, let's have some sort of reaction after that atrocious game against Sheffield. Bit better first half. I think we can all agree on that. But, God almighty, man.
I think Villa, you could say one of the 6 teams in the league that our style does not suit. They play the ball and they do it quickly. And McGinn's got a wonderful left foot. He sprays it around all the time. And Kraft, again tonight, I know he started well. And then if you look at the second goal, Kraft's it's laughable. He's jogging back at the... And if I was Andy Carroll, then I don't know whether you noticed, but when he went off, Jacob Murphy whispered something back at the bench. I'm sure Andy Carroll said something like, one of these better fucking score, because if you're taking me off and Joe Linton's staying on the pitch, Wilson's not done much the last 2 games either. Although he is a threat, we just know it only takes that flick of the ball from Andy Carroll on his head and Wilson to gamble. But I don't think he's willing to gamble, because with that often we just put it up the pitch just for the sake of it.
This is like fucking Steve McLaren all over again, isn't it?
Worse.
Like,
it's worse.
Well, exactly. At least Steve McLaren, he tried to attack games, albeit it, never really worked out. But we honestly, it's just like, Bruce saying the gloves are off. What? The gloves are off and what? The fucking hands are revealed. Like, Wilson was so isolated up front, he might as well have been writing poetry. Like, honestly, it's ridiculous. I think with other managers, they've got their own sort of, style of play. Bielsa's got his really high pressing and fluidity, whereas what do we have? What does Bruce actually bring to the table as a manager? It seems like, he's saying we're going to do it my way, but it's like, well, what is his way? Lose badly and don't press at all? Because for me, the biggest gripe I have with Bruce's tactics is we never seem to actually press teams. This is why we get so little possession. This is why we're conceding so much, and this is why we're we had 4 shots, 1 on target tonight, and we've got a good squad, which is why I think I'm drawing the comparison more to McLaren than Benitez, which pundits seem to do. Because I guess it's an easy comparison because the football was boring under Benitez as well, but it got results. There was a plan.
He's a dinosaur. It's been said so many times, but simple as. He's so inept in the job he does, and I can't see us, as you said there a few minutes ago, I can't see us getting more than 5 wins from the remaining games. We have the attacking players. It's not like we don't have attacking players, and give the games a go. We're getting averaging 25-30% possession week in, week out. It's not good enough. We have Almiron, Fraser, Wilson, we have these attacking players that they can make things happen, and Bruce is just not letting them express themselves, not letting them do anything. Doesn't want to be there. It's more embarrassment for him than actual pride. I don't know. I can't even explain it. I'm so annoyed at the team, so disgusted with them lately. But it boils down to Bruce, and yeah, it's not getting better until he's gone. And one thing that worries me, if there is a takeover, that'll happen. If Ashley is as desperate as he sounds to get the takeover done, Bruce would have been gone. So that gives me the thought: there's no takeover that's going to happen.
No,
Bruce would have been gone weeks ago if Ashley is so desperate to get the takeover done.
Miggy played pretty well today, but that doesn't matter with what the rest of the team is doing right now. I think Bruce has broken our team, as mentioned before. We're playing, 4-4-2 is old school. I actually looked up Bruce's preferred formation is 4-4-1-1, right? Variation of what Ferguson used to do. Where you can play 4-2-3-1, 4-4-2. We can all go back to school and, read about spacing and roles and all that stuff. I think Bruce has broken our ability to play anything other than 10 in a row in front of the goal. It's completely crazy. And if you don't believe me, pick your favorite stat program, open up Arsenal a couple weeks ago, side by side with Arsenal today, and you will see that we played a 4-4-2 and did worse. We passed the ball less. We successfully passed the ball less. Everything was worse about the match. And that actually seems impossible, right? Initially I thought I had crossed up my windows, right? And I was like, holy crap, we stopped playing 5-4-1, played 4-4-2 badly, and it was actually a worse offensive performance. That is mind-blowing to me.
So this guy is a fraud. I wouldn't even let him on the team bus. He should have to walk back to Newcastle from Arsenal. And that's putting it lightly. This guy, he's ruining the club, man. I know Ashley's won to be ruining the club, but again, at least we can put a little band-aid over this flipping gaping wound of a club right now. There's still hope. We can still save our season, potentially. Let's not make the same mistake that we've done before, when we had, put Shearer in there with 7 or 8 games to go. When we put Rafa in there with how many games to go. Let's do it now. Let's act fast. Look, Mike Ashley's supposed to be a businessman, a smart one at that. If this is smart business, smart business is to keep the club in the Premier League, because otherwise, if we stick with this guy, we're going to be playing Championship football.